Well, how much does artificial intelligence or AI impact your day-to-day life? Whether you use it or not, you may not think it has much of an impact at all, but things are changing and AI is being used more and more from schools to security to medical and scientific breakthroughs. So on the show today, we're talking about AI and how it's used in everyday life. And unfortunately, it's becoming more and more common for scams to be popping up from day to day. And because of advancing technology, this also means that the scams are getting smarter. But how can AI keep us safe? And what do we need to know about how to spot AI-driven scams? Nevşah Karamehmet is a serial entrepreneur, investor and AI innovator, and actually quite an expert on this, aren't you, Nevşah? What do you think of AI broadly? Is it a force for good?
Good and bad. I think pros and cons in every situation. As we learned in business schools, there are pros and cons. So it is definitely transforming the whole business landscape structure, how we do business, how we relate with business relationship. It is definitely transforming everything.
Well, let's start with these scams then. How is AI making scams more advanced and harder to spot?
Yeah, so as in multiple sectors, it is fundamentally transforming, I think, the scam landscape as well. And there are now, as most people know, tools that generate highly personalized human-like content, and they do it at scale. So scams have now become faster. They are more believable. They're harder to distinguish from legitimate conversation. And generative AI can now craft emails. It can craft deepfake or voices, and it can even fabricate video calls that mimic real people. And most people can't differentiate between real videos and AI-generated videos. So that has become a true problem. And now compete with regional accents. It can compete with natural intonation. And this makes impersonation schemes much more convincing.
Well, it's really interesting because only last night I received an email from what looked like my bank. And this is why it's so difficult to discern whether it's true or false, is that it looked so completely authentic. But the thing that gave it away was how they referred to me. They referred to me by my first name and my middle name, as opposed to Mr. Grundon. And when you then look at the email send, it looks fairly possible that it could be the right one. But I just thought, no, I'm ignoring it. If you want to get in touch with me, dear bank, you can try again. Are there certain things that we should be looking out for when spotting AI-led scams?
For sure. The first thing is emotional manipulation, like it happened to my friend, especially emotional manipulation, because you will receive calls like your son or daughter crying on the phone, talking about an incident, asking for urgent money, and also urgency, because there is a push for urgency. And the other thing is overly polished content that feels too perfect, because AI was used to remove flaws that real communications usually have, and we can be aware of that. This is how we can spot it. And also inconsistent details like slight mismatches in names, job titles, dates. And if we dig bigger, and I suggest people ask questions, like questioning them back, I think we can spot it right now because it's getting better, but it's not there yet. And of course, the most important thing is it will request for secret codes, payments. Don't give them the information. I think that calling, like checking it independently, calling the institution back, or confirming with the supposed sender through a separate channel. These are critical. And also remembering nothing AI creates comes from actual memory. It is all pattern-based output. So checking back independently is I think the most critical thing here.
Now, AI is also quite an important tool in keeping us safe as well. It's not all bad. What do we know about how it's improving security?
Yeah, absolutely. The good news is that the same technology that is now enabling sophisticated attacks is also enabling equally sophisticated defense. And AI is now embedded deeply with cybersecurity systems that can now detect anomalous behavior in networks much faster than humans could ever do. And it can correlate massive data streams that spot patterns of fraud and also intrusion. It can find the signals of fraud in real time. For example, banks and mobile platforms are now using AI to block unauthorized transactions, and they can detect scams before they hit your account, which is great. And on personal devices, soon AI-built features will even be interrupting scam calls or messages before you even answer. And that is like going to happen in a couple of months now. And these systems take time because they learn over time. So while AI is the part of the problem, it is also part of the solution.
Nevşah Karamehmet, thank you so much indeed for joining us.